Hello everyone and welcome to part 3 of the PGR2 game night from the 15th of May, and in this part we are carrying on in the supercar series, 3 laps of this track in Chicago, and a mixture of cars again, half in the TVR, half in the Delfino, so again split race, but someone has joined and didn't realise we're in the supercar class and they went straight into the Enzo, so they have immediately got an unfair advantage there in first place, but getting round the first couple of corners into third place. Sack is just ahead, also in the TVR. And you can hear the Enzo pulling away in the distance. But yeah, not the most exciting track, this one. It's a bit of a strange one, up and down the bridges. And a lap does take a while, so 3 laps is a fairly long race, actually, for this track. Taking that quite nicely around there, down into second, right behind Sakis now. And it looks like there's a few behind in the group there, and then towards the back of the pack there's 2 there. Yerik's actually behind in 4th place. Taking that nice around there, right on Sakis' tail now. Just trying to find that moment to potentially overtake. And around these couple right-hand corners. Both just clipping the wall there. Could have gone past here, but it would have been a bit dodgy coming into this corner, so decided to back out round there. And still right behind, and we are actually both keeping up with this Enzo, surprisingly. But still just behind Sakis, coming up to this tight right-hander now, which Madara, it is in first place, just crashed into the wall. So we're actually right up his bumper now. Sakis just hitting the wall, but still just tucking in behind him. Coming around here, just a 10th behind. Yerik behind 1.8 seconds in the Delfino, I believe. So he was going to catch up a lot on the straight. Nearly crashed into Sakis there, just had to sort of decelerate a little bit there, but in his slipstream coming across the line, I've never seen that before as well. I think we crossed at the same time because it didn't come up with a split there between us. Just watch that back, I've never seen that before. We both crossed the line at the same time, so I don't think the game registered that either of us was behind each other, so it didn't pop up there. Very strange. But we did overtake him around that corner, but then understeered all the way into the barrier, so he overtook us back into second place. So a nice little battle here for second place, and that was a little bit poor by me, but I thought I may have pinned him, but he actually came out of there going faster than me, so that was a bit strange there. But yeah, went a bit too wide there, did force me a bit wide, so that wasn't the best overtake there. But nevertheless, Sack is just behind. Madara is pulling away now in that Enzo, and doing this bit fairly smoothly around here. And we can just see Yerik just catching up. Obviously Delfino is pretty bad in the corners, but any sort of straight, and there are a few of them on this track, and you will claw back a lot of time. And Madara actually going wide there onto the other side of the split there. But driving okay actually at this point. I think I'm pulling away from them 2 in 3rd and 4th. Nicely round there, just tapping the back end, but right on the back of this Ferrari again. This is the target to try and keep it up with this car. And you can see it's a 1.5 lap, and we're not even crossed the line yet, so it's going to be probably 1 minute and 45 seconds per lap. Just over the hump there. It's actually not ideal around that corner because it does stop you turning completely, so not ideal. And across the line there, Yerik is gaining so quick in that Delfino on the straight. And sliding out there and whipping it back, doing a nice little flick in there. So we've got 1 lap to go. Can we hold Yerik off and keep second place? Because obviously I don't think we'll count the Enzo as being in this race. And also, yeah, the Delfino, like I said in the previous episode, it's almost like a split class having the Delfino and the other supercars in it. But nevertheless, still holding on to second place round here. Very nice driving so far, quite tidy. And Sack is just behind Yerik there as well, still in the picture. A little bit wide there, but nevertheless that Ferrari's definitely pulling away now. I think he's over 2 seconds ahead. Can still hear it revving away though in the background. And we have caught up through here though, but we are pulling onto one of the longer straights of the track, so he's going to pull away on here. And it was all going so well up until this corner just touched the inside and understeered right into the wall. And that gives Yerrick the opportunity to pass on practically the third to last corner. So that's very frustrating, and Sakis is 8 tenths behind, and we've only got a straight now, so that is the best I've done that corner though, avoiding the hump, nice and smooth around there. But unfortunately, Yerrick's going to start pulling away on the straight, so he grabs the second place there, so we have to make do with third there, and Sakis coming across in fourth. But we'll say we finished first in the class, in the different class, the TVR class we'll call it, because there's a Delfino class and the Enzo class. So 3 different classes in this basically. But PLG got 5th, Rune 6th, Noel in 7th there. But moving on into the Extreme Series, back in the F40. I think last time I did use the F50, but back in the F40 for the Sakis in the Ascari, Rune in the F50. So it's a fairly balanced class, this one. You can compete in most of the cars in this. But I didn't have a good start to this, as I forgot about the hump and the bad brakes, and I absolutely flew over the hump, and poor Noel got pinned by me there, so I had to wait for him there. That was absolutely terrible. Late braking, and yeah, completely out of control. So hold my hands up there, that was not good. But yeah, back into 8th place, well deserved. So let's see what we can do then for the rest of this. Trying to get used to this crazy Ferrari as well. And Noel and Jay have a bit of collision there. Jay actually managed to spin out, so we're able to fly past there, gain 2 positions. Into 6th place, and someone's breaking away in first, but there's a little group ahead. But nicely through there, and through this section. Actually a hard section of corners to do quickly, that one, but we managed to do it. And a lot of people, close proximity around here. Nice and smooth around there, they're using all the width, so caught up to a big group of people here and able to get in PRG's slipstream as well, helping us out, getting that nice boost up there. So up into 5th place, we've got 3 just ahead, braking much earlier this time and downshifting. And someone did crash into the wall there, but just behind Mandara now, who's got into the XJ220. And Rune's coming up the left in the F50, and it was going to get a bit hairy here, so I did back out a little bit. And then PRG appears on the right. And between me and PRG there, we did actually rear-end Mandara into the wall. And then also there, I don't think that was a very good move on myself either. I really did try and give him the space on the inside, but I was drifting wide ever so slightly. So, again, that was a pretty poor section by me there in terms of clean driving. But we find ourselves in 3rd place after all of that. Very, very difficult to have a complete race of clean driving. But Yerrick is in front, 1.6 seconds. And it must be Sakis then, because we haven't seen him yet, who has broken away in 1st place. But not too bad around there at all. Crossing the line for lap number 3. Yerrick 1.2 seconds ahead. And Rune is 3.1 seconds behind now. Again, braking just before the crest, downshifting as well. Actually did that very nicely there. Probably couldn't have done that much better if I tried. And we do manage to fly past Yerrick there into 2nd. That was a very nice amount of time gained through there. So up into 2nd place, Sakis 4 point something seconds ahead. Wasn't exactly sure what it was. You can see him just round that corner in the Ascari there. And nice and smooth around there. A little bit wider that time, but then able to cut back round there without braking this time. So kept my speed through there, and with 3.7 seconds behind Sakis, so we've gained some time through there and dropped Yerrick significantly there, down to 3.4 seconds. A little bit wider through that corner, not as clean this time, but we can see Sakis in the distance. About the same distance ahead as well. I think we may have gained a 10th there, 3.6 seconds. And for the last time, over the crescent. Very nice there. Again, really making use of that downshifting. And 3.3 seconds behind. So we are slowly but surely clawing back some time on Sakis. And that was nice through there as well. Just tapped the wall, but nice nonetheless. Not quite as good through there. He's still making some ground up at least. I'd say that's the hardest section of corners to do well on this track. But we did gain quite a bit through there, 2.8 seconds on Sakis. But unfortunately, we've only got one corner left. So had it been maybe 2 or 3 more laps, I may have caught him up, maybe not. But nevertheless, got second in that, so that was okay. And then Sakis grabbed the win. And not sure who grabbed third. Did Yerrick hold on to third? He did in the XJ220. Rune in fourth. PRG in fifth, also in the F40. Madara sixth. Noel in the Ascari in seventh. And Jay also in the Ascari in eighth place there. So a good little race, that one. And on to the Tour, Washington DC. 3 laps of this. Again, pretty much the same mix of cars, I think. I don't think many people have changed. Rune's in the Ascari this time instead of the F50 though. Sakis in the Ascari, getting a hefty boot from him up the side there. That's the thing with this game. It's not done well in terms of netcode to drive, say like in Gran Turismo or Forza, where you can easily drive clean on that. But the netcode on this is dreadful, as we've seen in the previous races. So we try and drive clean to a point, because there are going to be collisions, and that's the nature of PGR as well, I'm afraid. But nice clean racing here, giving Rune the space. You just basically have to not be aggressive with the overtakes as much as you can, but that was nice there. Managed to go around the inside. So from second into first. Again, these are very long laps, these ones. This might be the biggest track in the game, excluding the Nürburgring. So this might be longer than that other one we did. 1 minute 45, I think it was. So we'll see how long this takes for a lap. But I believe Yerrick's moved up into second place now. And this is probably one of the best I've done this corner. Just a little tap of the accelerator around there just to kick the back end around. That was actually very tidy around there. And we're down to 7 players. Madara's got kicked out, I think. Some dodgy Xlink stuff going on. But we've got a nice little lead leading up to the second lap. And that was a poor line from me. I oversteered a bit too much there to the right. So I had to brake to cut in. But this is indeed a longer track, because we're over the 1 minute 45 mark. 1 minute 51. So with a flying lap, it's probably going to be a sub 150. But still, probably the longest track. So Yerrick's still in second there. I'm understeering into the barrier once more. And then hitting the inside of the wall there. Not a good few sections of corners there. But doing that okay for sure. Not only one of the longer tracks as well, this is one of the most technical ones. Lots of difficult sections. Now this is the biggest example of the car just stopping turning there. Very strange again in this game. Why that happens, I have no idea. But I hit the wall, then changed down. I was high in the rev range, and then you just see I had full lock to the right, and the car just went straight forward into the barrier. It's very, very strange. Let me know if anyone's experienced that, because it does happen quite a lot, I feel, on this game. Very weird. That's why you have to utilise power sliding so much, otherwise you run the risk of that happening where it does stop turning. But that allowed Yerrick to catch up quite a lot through there, so he's 1.3 seconds behind. I think he's in the F50. So around to this, it's not really a hairpin, it's more than a hairpin, isn't it? It goes around nearly 360 degrees, whatever you'd call that. Or over 180, isn't it, at least? 270 we'll call it. Not exactly sure. But that was nice to the inside there. And a much better line through there this time. Didn't have to brake anywhere near as much. And nice and smooth through there. On to the final lap. And it looks like we are pulling away from Yerrick once more, who is now 3 seconds behind. Someone's close on his tail, by the looks of things. Other than that, it's quite spread out. Not too bad around there. See if we can do this corner better this time. Further down here without crashing to the side. And still just pulling away from Yerrick there, 3.3. That was much better there. See, the power sliding on this game actually does help you get round quite a lot. Not excessive sliding, but just a little bit. Nicely free there as well. A bit wide through that section. But we have stayed in first for quite a long period of this, so it'd be nice to grab the win. Not too bad there at all. And finally, around this hairpin section. Oh, scraping the wall completely there. Definitely did that the best on the first lap, for sure. And very slow out there this time. I'm not sure exactly what's happened. And onto the final corner. And it looks like we do manage to keep that. So quite a comfortable race, but because of that crash in the middle I had, it got a bit close towards then, but we do manage to pull away. And I think Yerrick did hold on to second there, with Sakis very close behind. Rune in fourth, also in the Ascari, Noel in fifth, Jay in sixth, and Madara and PRG must have got kicked out of that one. But moving on to Moscow, 5 laps of this one, only 7 in this race. Noel just ahead, and Yerrick back in the XJ220. Noel sticking with the Ascari. Rune in the F40 this time. All of us very close together around here. Lots of contact, lots of skidding, and we're all side by side going down this section. So many people going down through that left arch. I decided to go around the right arch and managed to undercut a few of them there. And me and PRG going side by side through here. PRG gets the better out of that one. Rune flies past also in the black F40. 2 black F40s in front. But PRG goes wide, as does Rune, so that allows me to go on the inside around this corner. And we are going to just about miss the barrier there and use all the width to retain the second place. So Sakis in first place in the Ascari, I think. We're doing that quite nicely. Only second behind, so we see if we can catch him on this crazy track. Hard to take this corner well as well. Possibly the best line is to sit close to the inside of that corner and slowly creep round it, then accelerate on the way out. Nice little flick on the inside there, giving me a good angle to come into this corner. Although I did just bounce off the wall, but Sakis did the same thing. So right behind him now. And just about trying to get out of his way there. Sticking behind him, just a 10th behind. Trying not to ram him up the bumper, so just going a bit wider than him. Trying a different line. Don't want to collide through here because that is certain death for both of you going this speed. Again, just creeping around the inside and then putting the power on. Maybe a bit skiddy on the way out from me there. I think Sakis got a much better exit there. And jumping into a skid there. Actually very nice that time. Really did get a good exit there. Sakis got the inside line, but I managed to do that nicely, and he skids a little bit by the looks of things, and I just fly past into first place around there. Managed to just about miss the hump as well and accelerate nicely out of there, so into first place. Quite a nice set of corners there. And through this dodgy section again, full speed. That little changing gradient there where it goes up can easily spin you out to the side. I've done it many times. And that was a bit too slidey and slow that time through there. But nevertheless, got round and possibly pulling away from Sakis through that bit as well. Over this jump section again. Not quite as nice on the exit. That's certainly okay through there. And we are getting a bit of ground between myself and Sakis now. Over the hump nicely there. That's a good corner, that one. So just over a lap left. 1.6 seconds ahead in the yellow F40. Again, nearly spun out to the left there. You can see the car just whip to one side when you go up that changing gradient at that speed. A little bit wider that time, but tried not to skid quite as much on the exit. And nicely tight to the inside of the apex there. Or nearly lost it over there. Had to do quite a lot of counter steering there. But managing just about hold it. Sakis come around the corner there. And I think we still are pulling away a little bit. Yeah, 2.8 seconds now. And looking at the mini-map, it is pretty spread out, this one. A fairly small circuit, but quite a high-speed one as well. Quite a lot of the Moscow ones are like that, but we do grab the win there, so that's nice. Sakis will come across in second place, which he does in the Ascari. Yerrick in third in the XJ220. PRG very close behind in the F40. Rune also in the F40 in fifth. Noel in sixth, and Jay in seventh in the Jaguar XJ220. So I think this is the last race of the game night, and we do finish in Stockholm, Speed Freak, and we also start in first place, which is nice. A couple F40s behind us, Rune and Yerrick. And coming up to the first corner in first place maybe is not the best idea. And we do get punted and completely pinched. And maybe I deserve that from the couple moves I've done in this game night so far that maybe weren't the cleanest. So I think we'll call that even now. But demoted down to fourth place behind Noel. But just managing to do that okay and pass him cleanly there. Up into this difficult S section behind Rune and Sakis, but managing to gain on him through there. And just backing off there, but Sakis actually lost control, and did Rune. And I think they may have had another collision after that, and they took each other out by the looks of things, and I managed to actually get through there unscathed pretty much. Just had to avoid the crashing basically, so I did actually gain a 1.8 second lead through there. Very surprising. Went quite wide through there though, that wasn't brilliant. Again, this is quite a hard track. The first half of the track's not too bad, but then you come up to that S-bend, and after that there's a couple hard sections to go really quickly through there. But you can fly through this bit, so on to lap number 2. We'll see, 2.8 seconds, we are building up a lead already. Close to the inside, brake late as well. And nicely around there, nice and tight to the apex. And around here, very nicely. Just oversteering a little bit, but managing to hold it. But now Sakis is moved back up into second, but he's 4.2 seconds behind. Just a bit of oversteer coming out of there as well. But overall, not too bad. And that was going to do it for that one, because we did keep pulling away, I believe. See if Sakis did keep hold of second place there. He did. Oh, in fact, he was about the same distance behind, 2.9 seconds. Or he may have gained a second, actually, through there. But Yerrick got third, PLG fourth, Nolt fifth, Jay sixth, and Rune didn't finish that one. So that is going to be it for this part, guys, and that is it for the game night. So hope you enjoyed, as always, and I'll see you next time we have one of these.